What's going on, everybody? On today's adventures, sometimes the stars just align just right. So, long story short, it'll probably still be long. I have been looking for a cultipacker for some time. I've been doing food plots since 2005. For a while, I borrowed a plot mule ATV disc with a cultipacker hooked to it. And then that got sold. My buddy sold that. So then I was doing my plots with a Ford 2N and a disc. And then I was doing some plots with another ATV type disc. So we purchased this land a while ago, and there's about 3 to 5 acres that we can turn into horse pasture eventually. But for now, I'm going to do some food plots. We got some wild turkeys out there we didn't know we had, so trying to do what we can to keep them happy and healthy along with the deer. So, been looking for a cultipacker. I need one of those for multiple reasons. If you know anything about antique cultipackers or cultipackers in general, you know that they demand a premium. A couple days ago, I did a short video of there's an online farm auction going on because of COVID. There was no one around, so I stopped up there, walked around for a minute, looked at some equipment. They had 3 cultipackers, 2 12-foot Brillions and an 8-foot, which is a different company. Now, I don't know much about cultipackers. I've never owned one except for that one on that behind that little 4-wheeler unit. My buddies say if you're gonna buy one, buy a Brillion. They're the best. They're still using units that were made in the late 1800s behind modern farm tractors. So I said, all right. But they demand a premium, like I said. I found an off-brand that was basically destroyed, and I wanted to buy it for parts. Cultipacker wheels in my area for a 14, 15-inch wheel packer are going for 25 bucks a piece. They're 3 inches wide. So therefore, to build my own, every foot is going to run you $100 just in packer wheels. So a 10 to 12 footer just in wheels is going to run you $1,000 to $1,200. So when I left that auction, I had messaged a few buddies that are farmers, and I was like, maybe they got some old stuff laying around. I said, hey, you guys got anything? A couple of them responded back, said, yeah, we got some, but they're a little bit bigger than what you want. They're folding units, and I just have a Kubota L series to pull this with, and I'm not doing hundreds of acres. So I was like, well, that's that. I put a bid in on each one of those 3. The auction ends tomorrow. The 2 Brillions are going pretty high. The 8-footer, I'm actually still winning the bid on, but that's not gonna last. So go back a few days. Sunday night, after we left the farm auction, got some dinner, sitting at home, and I get a phone call from a friend of a friend. And he goes, hey, I heard you're looking for a cultipacker. And I said, yeah, what do you got? He says, well, I have one you're free to borrow. He lives a couple miles from me. He said, but I'm not wanting to sell it. I said, all right. He says, anytime you want it, come grab it. And I really appreciate that. The only problem is these older units don't have transport wheels, so our farms are only a couple miles apart. That's still a lot of wear and tear dragging them across the road, in my opinion. And I said, I appreciate it. I'd really like to buy one. And he's like, wait, hold on. I'll call you right back. Hung up the phone. 30 seconds later, he calls me back. He says, I know someone who's got one. I forgot about, just remembered it. It's like 1.5 miles from your house. I said, okay. He says he's got one. He's willing to sell it. Come take a look at it. So gave me the directions of the farm. We've only lived here, I don't know, 1.5 months, almost 2 months. So he gave me the directions. I went out there, told me where it was. Hey, it's on the concrete pad behind the barn. Got looking, and it was a 10-foot Brillion. I've been actually looking for an 8 to 10 foot. 12 just might be a little wide for some of the places I want to get it. Now, I know what these things go for. I wasn't willing to pay that much. Long story short, I made them an offer. I figured there was a 99% chance they'd say no. They said, hey, that's fine with us. So, dropped some money off just now at the one farm in the mailbox. I've kind of the guy that's the middleman on this deal. I've never met the farmer who owns this. They dug it out for me. It's sitting out front. I just pulled in our driveway. So paid that guy, put some money in his mailbox. Gonna go grab the Kubota right now, run it over to this other farm, grab it, and I will be back shortly. We have some rain and snow coming. It's currently 37 degrees. So I want to get this done ASAP. And I would have never imagined I'd buy a Brillion cultipacker for what I did. But hey, sometimes things just work out. Well, just got home. It's about an hour round trip. Top frame's warped a little bit, but that's nothing a new piece of angle iron or two won't fix. And I noticed the supports from the tongue back to here are gone, which doesn't matter. I knew this was going to take some work. But the way I look at it, there's at least $750 just in packer wheels there. I got a really good deal on this. And 2-piece angle iron and another piece of steel up front because the bottom piece of the hitch was gone. But it pulls straight, axle isn't bent, just that top part's warped. I'm very happy to have one of these. Been looking for one for a while. This is a Brillion 4-inch axle. I took the grease gun with me and gave it a couple squirts of grease on each side, but I'm gonna take it all apart and double check it. And then just some little things. There's a support that goes from here to here. I noticed that's gone. Yes, it is in the 30s, and I wore Crocs to go pick this up. Wish I had a cab tractor, but not paying that money. Yeah, there you go. You can see one of those supports there. 3 more of those. But the little I'm going to use, I don't even know if I need to do those. I am going to get 2 new pieces of angle iron, but that back one's bent a little bit, you can see. But nonetheless, I'm happy. I'm looking forward to redoing this, giving it a fresh coat of paint, and going from there. So stay tuned. Thanks for watching. I'm excited to have this. Yeah, I get excited over antique farm equipment. So we'll go from there and see what happens. Thanks for watching.